Okay, let's keep working over this skin and let's do a cleaning of the different imperfections. Let me remove everything and I will start working in an empty layer. In this layer, I will select the healing brush and I will work just taking the sample and painting. All you need to do is select the sample from an area that you know it contains a similar texture and painting over the place you want to replace the texture. In general, what you will want is have a brush size pretty similar to the area you are fixing. You don't want to work with just a too big brush to try to do everything in one stroke, because you will start messing with the texture and the color surrounding, and it will not look natural. In these cases, you will you will work with pretty much a fixed brush size. In other situations and with other skins, you will need to change pretty often the brush size. For this, I do recommend you can learn or work, instead of using the brackets, using the shortcut for change the size, which is, in the case you are working with Mac, you need to press Control, Option, click and drag to left and right. And with this, you will work, you will change the size. In case you are working in Windows, I, I don't remember, but I think the shortcut is something like right click plus Alt, or well, Alt plus right click, and then you drag and drop. If not, we can Google it, talk about that. As you can see, depending of the place I want to fix or modify, I will just do one click or I will paint around. The difference is when you're working with the healing brush, while you are painting, Photoshop is sampling the color of the painting area, and will, when you release the click, will consider an overall color average and an overall color and overall luminosity, and it will consider it as one everything for creating a good match. So in some situations you will find, if you paint like a lot, it will take, like in this case, for example, I made 2 strokes in here and I copy something incorrect, so it is different if I do in one stroke or in one click. When you are working in high contrast areas, like for example here, this tool will not do in general a good work. Let's see in here, this is even more visible. If I do try to work fixing this white spot, it doesn't matter what I do, Photoshop just is not doing a good work. I could take a sample like in here, but I need to do a perfect alignment of the line, and it's just annoying. So in these cases, it is pretty good we can work also with the spot healing brush. In situations like this, the spot healing brush will do a better work. If you find when you paint very close to an edge, if you find Photoshop is taking the sample of the edge and replacing the texture with this edge, you will want to work crossing the edge. So Photoshop will work differently, and instead of copying the texture or consider the line or the edge as a texture, will ignore it and will take the sample of the surrounding space to give you a better result. You will find this pretty commonly in areas where you have a lot of color or luminosity difference, but in general, when you are working in big areas or without a lot of contrast, it will not be a big issue. So let's see if we need to clean anything else in here. As you can see, the difference between these two tools is when we do not need to take the sample, we can work faster. But when we do have a skin with a lot of texture, the spot healing brush will have issues creating a good match. In this skin in particular, we do not have a lot of texture. When we have a hairy face or a lot of noise in the image, the spot healing brush will not give you an accurate result. You will want to use you will want to use the healing brush instead of the spot healing brush. But for this skin in particular, which is pretty good, you can work with any of these two different tools pretty much okay. Maybe in this part of around the nose, when we have more detail, if we want to work with the spot healing brush, we will find we start losing texture really soon. As you can see here, we start losing texture, but this is depending of how picky are you with the texture and how much you want to preserve and how natural you want the image look. For me, the healing brush is, you have more control and it's a better tool for skin working. Let me take a look and let me see if we need to do something. I In this case, the red spots are small enough for working or fixing it with the healing brush. So if we want to remove some of these red spots, we can do it even with this tool. What I will do is take a sample, and as you can see, when I'm working in different places, I'm taking the sample all the time from the different area, and then I'm painting in the place I want to fix. Let me see if we can do any other adjustment. As you can see in here, it's not doing a good work. So for this, I will select the spot healing brush, I will fix it. And if I see now the texture is weird, like in this case, that the texture is almost gone, I will go back to the healing brush, I will select the texture, and I will try to add some texture back to this area. And as you can see, we can restore the texture pretty much, and it looks more natural. Okay. All the time you will want to take a look from far away, so you can have a good idea of the overall image, to not overdo anything. Okay. Let's remove this red pimple as well, and something in here, maybe this one. Okay, good enough. I don't like it. Let's go back. Perfect. Let's take a look to a quick before and after. And let's see if we can remove this redness in here using this tool. I don't like it. It's too grayish and it just do not look okay. I will take a different sample and I will repeat the process, and as you can see, it's even worse. So this is not a proper tool for this work. Let's check what's happening with spot healing brush. I will paint and it does, I don't know, I'm not happy either. We can go back and let's try again, and it's doing something even worse. But now the good part is the color and the luminosity, it is better, but we do have the texture issue. So we will go back to the healing brush. I will select texture from this part of the face, and I will paint over the area. Now we do have the texture and the color we need, or pretty much we need something like this. One more thing, sometimes you will want to decrease, not remove completely, the expression lines. And for this, let me show you one way to do it. I will create an empty layer, one empty layer over this. And what I will do is with the healing brush, I will take a sample, I will paint, and I will remove it completely. And then I will decrease the opacity to something around, you will check, but maybe 30%. And this is a before and after of this expression line. Most of the times I will tell you I do not recommend to working with opacity because you will end up with some blurry texture. But in this case, where you want to minimize the aspect of a line, maybe in a neuron will not be this common, or you will not do it like in this way. But in family portraits or adults or, different faces, you will do something like this for decrease the visibility of some line expressions. I will increase this to 100 again because I want to also decrease some portion of the A bag, and I will do something similar in this side. Again, as I'm telling you, be careful, try to take a look from far away. And the good part of working in different layers is you can select each of the layers individually, and as you can see, as far as I start painting and holding the click and painting more and more, Photoshop is taking a bigger area for create some match, which is, in this case, I don't like it. I'm trying to push the tool to do something that the tool is not designed for, and Photoshop is having big problems trying to giving me a decent result, but it's not Photoshop fault, it's mine that I'm using a tool for a different purpose. In cases like this, if you want to work, for example, with the patch tool, could be a good idea if you want to replace this entire white spot for something more around here. Probably, I would not recommend to use the patch tool for the skin 99% of the times, but you can take a look of what's happening if you use it. In this case, as you can see, the result is just, as always, when you use the patch tool for the skin, it's ridiculous, bad, it's ridiculous, it's bad, and it's just not a good match. So I will desist of the patch tool and I will back to my tool. Okay, let's take a look to this, and I will decrease the opacity to this again to something around 40%, because I want to take a look and I want to see if this looks natural. It looks better, and maybe I could work differently on this because maybe I want more visibility in this part of the face than in this part of the face, and this is where the layer mask start working in these kind of situations. We will leave this for another video, but have in mind working in empty layers will give us these benefits. Okay, for the moment, I think we are good. With the healing brush and spot healing brush, let's see what else can we do over this face. See you in the next video.